the internet to digest stuff and for us even to poke around too, because what I have been shown is that these pages are being uploaded into systems that actually allow you to prompt and search. I think they've been identified in some way now. Again, that's what we got going on. Next week is going to be full of great guests, though. Let's look at that for a second, actually. Starting on the 24th, that is Monday, we're going to have Jason Bermas back in, and I've got a couple of stories I can't wait for him to comment on. But there was also so much that we couldn't talk about that we didn't have time for the last time he was on, so that should be great. Now, on Tuesday, March 25th, I'm really excited for this one. I hope it doesn't get rescheduled, but I'm going to have a former New York gubernatorial candidate, Larry Sharpe, zooming into the show. Now, I think this is a perfect time to bring Larry on because I've been telling you guys, I want to give examples about what can be done by a very focused state legislature to distance themselves from federal money that should never be going in there, to regain any kind of political autonomy, to be able to do what is best for the state, best for its constituents, its citizens, and not be dragged along by a 14th Amendment hellhole. Oh man, listen, we talked a lot about the 14th Amendment. Call it the Miracle Amendment, whatever you want. But last night's After Hours, we play a lot of Brian McClanahan because he does really great work. He's been on the show several times. I wish he would come back. I got to try again. But we played I think it was recently he celebrated his 1100th episode. And I've been listening since almost the beginning of it all. He made a comment that very few people have ever listened to him from the beginning. I was there for at least the first couple of dozen. And this was such a great one. He spent so much time on the 14th Amendment, and I have to go listen to that episode at least 2 or 3 more times, just because the commentary and the explanations were so well articulated in ways I'd never heard before. It's just striking. And that's what Larry Sharpe, perfect time for him to come on, especially when we're waiting for the announcement of some kind of executive order on disbanding or largely dispersing what was going on, the function of the Department of Education, and all the people out there screaming about how we are, attacking education and it's just horrible. And you got to hear this. You got to hear about just the ideas that Larry Sharpe alone came up with about how to get New York off of the federal methadone drip of education money, of not only rethinking education in the state, which would be a better, efficient way of using just in-state money to do it, but also an efficient way of giving children the choice as to where they want to go with their careers by the time they're actually getting to junior year in high school, where college is not this something where you have to go to, where there's actually better options for transitioning people into trades and all. It was so incredible. And he did the same for healthcare as well. And that's exactly what the 14th Amendment has really destroyed. And that is essentially the 10th Amendment, which allows every state to become a policy experimentation tank. And I can't wait to do that. He's going to be on with us on March 25th on Tuesday. Now, on Wednesday, Lauren Conlon is coming back on to talk about the updates with Utah. She's back from vacation on Wednesday, the 26th. On the 27th, we got Top Lobster and Dave of the Nephilim Death Squad. We'll be talking about Mount Olympus and the deities on Mount Olympus. Who the hell were they really? Was it all just legends and lore, or are we talking about actual deities here? What is it? And then, of course, it'll all be rounded off by Jay Gulanello on Friday night. So, damn, man. Every night of the week next week is going to have a great guest with a really interesting topic. I can't wait to live through it, to be honest. I can't wait to live through it. That's one thing. All right, here's a little something update on the swatting. On March 19th, I saw this was pretty interesting. Police and SWAT respond to armed gunmen and CIA headquarters hours after JFK releases the JFK files were released. I don't know what happened to this, to be honest. There were threats. That's what it was. From Disclose.tv, CIA headquarters swarmed by cops over man with a gun after JFK files released. Was it linked? Don't know. But a man allegedly shot rounds into the air outside of Langley, the headquarters there, prompting a massive police response, and they shut down roads leading to the campus due to the threat. Witnesses described a significant presence of officers and military vehicles at the time. So they confirmed that there were threats, but provided no further details. The incident coincided with President Trump's release of the JFK files, which we have been digesting ever since. And it is now the 21st. So that was 2 days ago. Another little blip on the radar of the crazy year, both nationally and personally. That will be 2025. Here's a little mystery for you, though. This is out of Texas. 2 female cops from the same police force turn up dead. And they're both being called apparent suicides. 2 beloved sheriff's deputies in Texas tragically died of apparent suicides within days of each other. Police have confirmed. Harris County Deputy Sheriff Christina Kohler, 37, died on March 13th in Houston after being reported missing a day earlier. Houston police are also investigating her death as an apparent suicide and awaiting the results of an autopsy for confirmation. Just 3 days later, former Harris County Deputy Sheriff Maria Vasquez, 42, also died by apparently taking her own life in Montgomery, about an hour outside of Houston. Vasquez had left the sheriff's office in December. No other information was immediately available. It's just so I haven't seen any update on this. Both young, good looking, and I don't know. I mean, 37 and 42. It's not like you're getting ready to leave it all behind and stop working. But one left the police force in December, so I have to look out for this because I haven't seen any follow up to it yet. But that's very odd. The whole thing is very odd, and I wonder who's been poking around into it, if at all. All right, here's another one for you because we have a couple, especially with the weird news tonight. I guess this will help kick it all off. There's a little bit of weird news that we're going to cover that has a health aspect to it, healthcare aspect to it. And we've covered this weirdo before, Bryan Johnson, anti-aging fanatic. Reportedly used NDAs to silence staff about bizarre behavior at work, discussing sexual activities, including erections. I just want to discuss your erection all day. It's ridiculous. But I'm telling you, the guy's weird. Very weird. Supposedly this is the guy who I think takes blood donations from his son, and at the same time he gives blood to his father, and they donate blood to each other to keep them all relatively young. And whereas he seems like he might be metabolically healthy in some way, there's just something very unhealthy and sick about him. Now, this might just be the filter of the camera that makes him look like he's jaundiced or something like that. But 47 years old, former Mormon. Look at this guy. He looks, I mean, he's still got an old face. I don't know how to say it. That's him and his son. Let me get in on, hold on. Look. Now, the son is obviously young, and the father has an old face. He's lean, but I'm sorry, there's something old about that face. Not working. Because aging happens. That's just what happens. So, I mean, this is more so about the problems he has at the workplace right now, and these NDAs and shit like that. Has just about as much problems as Harry Sisson right now. But I don't know. Every time he pops up and I see his face again, I'm like, oh, there's the guy with the old young face. It's just weird. It's like some kind of a Benjamin Button action going on there. But yeah, 7:10 p.m. That's a little bit of grab bag. Didn't want to do too much because Mike Baldwin's on, and the whole night is going to have a little bit of an improv kind of a feel to it. So why not just get it kicked off? We will be right back in a flash, my friends. So please don't go nowhere.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's ride!
Want to really push this on you guys again, get to quitefrankly.tv into the forum, and we have stuck to the top of the forum. There's it's an ongoing thread. It's going to be up there, so we just we see the dates of the posts so we know what aligns with each month's subscriptions. And here's what we have. Quite Frankly newsletter fan photo submissions. It's so important to get the fans highlighted in these bulletins. It really is my favorite part of this, because it's a recurring part that we have every time. We have writers that come in. BCP is going to be giving us a little something for this time. He's going to be giving us a custom video to embed in this. We have a couple of great pieces that are coming in. Robin McCutcheon is submitting another little something, and I'm going to be writing a little something for this because it's my birthday coming up. But you guys, no matter who comes in and writes for the bulletin from time to time, it's always about the fans and the audience as well. So if you get into this, we want to see pictures from special anniversaries that you just had, travel destinations, recent accomplishments, discoveries. Have you been on some kind of a hike? Show us what's going on in the life of the average, frankly, because there's a lot of you out there having really great times, doing exceptional things, and even just having nice, peaceful, serene moments in nature. It doesn't matter. Just send it all in. Be wonderful to have you on. And featured right there in the bulletin. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gents. We are kicking it all off tonight. We have our friend Mike Baldwin. He's a comedian. MikeIsFunny.com. He's hanging out for a Friday night in March. It's springtime, Mike. How you feeling? It's springtime, Mike. How you feeling? Mike doesn't hear me? Oh, there you go. Wait, no. Hold on. It's connecting. Mike, now you hear me.
There we go. All right.
Geez, that took a long time for that audio to connect. I haven't had that happen in a while.
That's why I was here like 5 minutes ago, because I suspected that it would be like, do you want to check this and select that and all that? And I was surprised that it didn't do any of it until it said, Frank has now let you into the room. Do you want to test your microphone? And I was like, are you shitting me? You couldn't have done that 5 minutes ago?
I know. It makes no sense. How's everything been for you? I see that you still have the Christmas tree up.
Oh, it's a Easter tree right now. You can see the bunny ears on top of the Santa on the top. That makes it Eastery. And I put my grandma gave me some Christmas ornaments that are just round balls, and they're blue. And I figured putting blue balls on would be. Oh no, that was for Valentine's Day. But then I added the ears on top, and the blue balls are still on there.
Yeah, you have to go. You have to go yellow and lavender for Easter. This makes me there's a very strange house in my neighborhood, maybe about 2 streets away. Lauren and I have been trying to figure this house out. They have really great Christmas decorations, and in December everything is up when it's supposed to be. They line and they really string up the front trees up very nice, where they'll even get down to the smaller parts of the branches, so you get that really intricate, I like it. They do the they line the windows, they do the gutters, they do a couple other things, very nicely balanced. Whenever you turn the corner, you get that glow. You say, what a nice glow. But there's something strange now. This is the second year in a row where they put like the green garland up, and it's real pine. So they let the garland rot off of the house. They still have, as of last night, and yesterday was the first day of spring, all of the lights on every night when I go home. Mike, it's weird. I thought that maybe it was, first Lauren was like, oh, well, maybe they're leaving it up for Little Christmas, for the Epiphany or something like that. And they were like, oh, well, maybe they're leaving it up for just at the end of the spring. We thought that maybe it was ironic. It is blown past any of our explanations, and it's just becoming weird. I don't know.
Are they alive?
I don't know, because the other crazy thing is, you look into as you drive past, you can see into the big main window from, I guess, the living room, and they still have a Christmas tree up too. And there was even a few lights up in the kitchen. Like, it is fully decked out for Christmas still.
It sounds like you should probably do like a welfare check there. That happened to my grandma. Not that exact thing, but a guy, she was sitting watching TV one night and she saw cop lights, and there were a bunch of cops with flashlights like walking around this neighbor's house. And she was like, oh, I wonder, maybe somebody broke in, or maybe he committed a crime or something. And she talked to another neighbor lady a few days later, and they were like, nope, he died. Like, his brother called the police to be like, will you go check on my brother? And they got there, and yeah. That's what I live by myself, and that's one of my main fears. I always eat very carefully. I'm like, I do not want to be the guy who chokes on a fucking chicken leg or whatever, and then I don't get found. My whole family just thinks I'm a dick that doesn't call, and
then it's just they find you in the last position you were in before, your last attempts to get the bone out of your throat.
Right. They find me with my hands on my laptop trying to delete my browser history before I suffocate.
With my last moments of consciousness, delete my browser history, please. Oh my gosh. I don't know, man. Yeah, there's something going on in that house. The Easter tree behind you reminded me.
Are you friends with them enough to go knock on the door?
I never met them, but there's a young family. It's a man, woman, and I believe they have 2 kids. And from what a friend of mine had told me, they are like, I don't know. Then again, I don't see them outside very much. But then why? I don't know. It's strange. The whole thing is strange. I'm going to keep you updated on this as time goes on. But there's a lot of things I want to talk about tonight, and a lot of things probably new with you. What's this? I have a couple of notes about your life right here. The older I get, I have more poops that end with me going, I should just take a shower.
It's ridiculous, dude. Like, I don't know if it's age related or if it's because I spend so much time on my phone that it just solidifies. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? Shower would be better. That would make this all a lot easier.
I think you're probably dehydrated.
I don't know. I drink 12 cups of coffee every day. That's water, right?
Well, water is part of the process, but water would actually dehydrate you quite a bit. And
you mean coffee?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Water is part of the coffee process, but the coffee itself would dehydrate you quite a bit. And if you don't, that's why I'll, almost like drinking alcohol, I'll have a couple of glasses of water or a liter of water with salt in between there just to make sure that I'm ready to go. Because if you don't, if you're drinking that much coffee or you're not getting too much water on top of it, it'll make your poop a little clay-like consistency. And then all of a sudden you're just like, I hate my life. It smells terrible. And you'll wipe forever. I know what you're talking about. Everybody in the audience does too.
But at least I choose to get in the shower, and as opposed to just being like, it's fine.
I know, because some people do that.
Dude, have you seen that thing that's like on one corner it's all a bunch of pieces of toast, and one corner is a burnt piece of toast, and the opposite corner is like a piece of white bread, and then everything in between, and it makes like a gradient. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I've thought of this, and I know it's weird or whatever, but I do comedy shows, and there's 200-300 people in the audience sometimes, and I just imagine if we had like a nurse with a little tented station set up and she wet wiped every person as they were walking out of the comedy club. I think we could recreate that exact toast gradient thing, because some people are just absolutely disgusting, and some people would never think of even leaving the house unless everything was tip top. You know what I'm saying?
I hope that it's more so. I hope it's more so the latter than the former. But I have seen and smelled quite a bit people walking into and out of diners, and just, oh my God. Well,
yeah,
it's just the way it is. A lot of people don't take care of themselves, and
I got traumatized into it when I was in 7th grade. It was one of those days where, the bus was coming at like 8:03 and it was like 7:51, and I was like, I gotta poop quick. And so it was one of those where everything went quicker than it should have. I probably even stopped the physical pooping before I was really done. Anyway, I got on the bus, and this kid, Nick Ashby, who was an 8th grader, turns around and just goes, "You smell like shit." And so that traumatized me for the rest of my life. And now I never leave the house unless I am pristine.
You know what? But though, thank God we need. Can you imagine if we didn't have the Nicks in the world? That every once in a while we'll just say what some other people would not have the balls to say to somebody else, but it changed your life for the good.
Yeah, if he had just whispered it to somebody else, I would have just gone through the whole day like not thinking anything was wrong, you know?
What if he told it to you a little bit more politely and a little bit more in private? You think it would have the same effect? Or was the trauma necessary?
I don't think it was. I think it was just the knowledge is what I needed to gain. So yeah, he could have done it more tactfully, but either way, he helped me.
Good. You know, you're speaking about performing, and whether it's music or any open mic or whatever the hell it is. I've been thinking about bars a little bit lately. Ever since I made a comment, and I have two things that just came in here. I made a comment about how I don't even know how the hell it came up, but I felt like I could have been a really good bartender at one point or another if I knew how to make the drinks. That I would be able to yuck it up and really just ham it up and be a good bartender. Just that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had somebody that got in touch with me who I guess worked in bars. And of course, if you're a comedian, you've been around there a lot. You've also been in, service, hospitality, right? You were waiting tables and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said to me, Frank, you would have been the best. This is what it came down to. You would have been the best bartender. Called me the GOAT. You would have been the GOAT bartender, and it would have ruined your life. Now, I never got any explanation for that statement, but I wanted to ask you tonight, if you could guess how that would have ruined my life, what would it have been?
I mean, the obvious answer is free drinks every night. And you just sit around and drink. You become friends with your patrons. You maybe get a pill or powder habit of some kind. Plus, you're working on tips, so you've got cash in your pocket every night. You go out and, buy a little toot or whatever. You're up until 3 a.m. every night of the week, sleeping until 2 p.m. Yeah, it's not a good long-term job, in my opinion, at least. Granted, I mean, that's only a percentage of, I'm sure there's plenty of lifelong bartenders that don't ever drink or do drugs or any of that stuff. Like, I mean, I'm a comedian and I don't drink. I'm around booze all the time, and that was my problem for many years, Well, but now it's just normal just to be around drunks and not be drunk.
Yeah, and you also have a superpower at that point. When you really do, it does put you in a superpower kind of position where you understand the limitations and the impressionable nature of a drunk person. You have being a professional drunk at one point, and now you exist above them, and you can almost be like a controller of the room. It puts you in a unique position after all that's said and done. You've left it behind.
Yeah, more than anything, it just annoys me. Like,
I can see that.
There's nothing more annoying than a drunk person when you're totally sober.
Especially when they throw an arm around you and they start talking into your cheek, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I when I work with female comics, especially the hot ones, it's ridiculous how like I understand their plight more because I'll just see dudes come up and like put their arms around them, get like this far from their face while they're talking to them, like just creepy shit. And it's like they're much smaller and weaker, and it's like this guy could physically just pick you up and steal you if we weren't in a society,
I know. And that society is, thank God it's here for a little while longer. I just, before we get away from bars and restaurants and all that stuff, I don't know. I guess a comedy club, it doesn't matter where we go, people are distracted. But we were talking about social media addiction, especially as it pertains to children being in learning environments. And of course that expanded outward into just the world and how it went beyond younger generations, but also their parents, and things that I was noticing. And I'm sure everybody in this audience has noticed going into restaurants where you have families that come in, sometimes families of 3. It's not like you just have all these kids and you have to find a way to just get them to all shut up for 1 hour as when you're out, where everybody has the headphones on, everybody has an iPad in front of them, and everybody's completely disconnected and isolated, even though you're in a very warm social setting where people usually used to make memories with their families, out to dinner with each other. Now, I wonder what kind of level of distraction you see even at the adult level in comedy clubs. Are people more prone to pay attention at comedy clubs, or is everybody still on their phone out there?
No, most clubs, at least, like actual comedy clubs, have like a, turn your phone on vibrate or whatever and like don't get it out during the show. A lot of like more popular comedians, Dave Chappelle is a good example, makes everybody put their phones in those like bags so you can still have your phone with you, but it won't let you use it or touch the screen or any of that stuff. But that's more to just keep people from recording the show more than keeping them off their phones. But it just depends on the club. As when you're doing bar shows and stuff, you'll get a lot of people that are just not listening the entire time. Yeah. They're just looking at their phone, or I've seen people with headphones in, like watching videos and stuff. And the worst is when it's a video of me. And I'm like, dude, I'm here right now. And they're like, I'm just checking out your best stuff, And,
you've caught somebody watching you?
Oh yeah, I've mentioned like a T-shirt before, and then had somebody like a minute later hold up their phone to like my Facebook pictures or whatever, and they're like, "This shirt," and I'm like, "Dude, just listen, like, be in the moment, But for the most part, no. At comedy clubs, people put them away.
That's nice. That's nice. Well, hey, it's always good. It's always good catching up. Anything else new with you before we get into some of the weird news I have together here?
No, not really. I've had a good like couple of months of comedy stuff, and now I don't have anything on my schedule until April 19th. So I'm just hanging out.
Is that something that you can plan for? That there is just not a lot going on in the late winter before spring, so people start coming out. Like I can see people wanting to go out and do something over the holidays, but then again, January and February is so depressing sometimes. You think that people would want to go to a comedy club over the course of those weeks.
The holidays are definitely the busiest time of the year, but there's comedy somewhere every single week. No, any holes that I have in my schedule are 100% my fault. And most of, like, if I email a club today to get a date, I'll get a date like 6 to 9 months from now. That's about how far out they're all booked,
Wow.
So when I look at the next month and see that I don't have anything, I can look back on my calendar 6 to 9 months ago and then go, yeah, I just played Nintendo Switch all week during that time, and I didn't email anybody, But it's all
the artist.
My own, right? I know. I did one of those Jordan Peterson personality tests, and I was like a record low number of industriousness, and And it didn't help me at all, because now every time I don't feel like doing something, I'm just like, well, I am pretty low in industriousness. So I guess it's just the way I am.
That's it. I was born this way. Well, I have actually one more note over here. It seems that you met an audience member of this show at a.
Oh, yeah.
You met a Frankly.
What's his name? Do you have it written down?
You said somebody named Philip.
Philip McCutcheon. Yeah, I was doing a show in Springfield at the Blue Room Comedy Club, and a girl that was a fan of me drugged this dude to see me, I think, is how it happened. And he didn't know who I was, but then once he saw me up there, he was like, hey, man, after the show, he was like, I've seen you on Quite Frankly. Like, you got some good stuff. And I was like, wow, all right. I was like, I've never mixed those two before, I've never had a Quite Frankly fan see me at comedy.
I've never, I've been recognized once in public. It's very strange thing. And of course, we were on a short vacation in Myrtle Beach in 2021, and I was out in the water, in the ocean with my 11-month-old baby at the time. And I'm just like letting her feel the waves come in, and we're just, having a good time in the surf. And somebody said, Frank. I looked over, and this guy, his name was Brian, I think. And he made his way over. I'm looking at him like, okay, who from my town moved down to South Carolina? Who is he? Where did I go to school with him? I'm just trying to figure this stuff out. Turns out he was just an audience member. And this was back in 2021, so this is a few years past, and I didn't expect anything like this, but that's just incredible. I mean, it's crazy for me, but then again, crazy for him too, to just see me on the beach, bouncing around.
That's Frank over there. I bet you get recognized a lot more than you think, though. But I feel like your audience is like a chill audience that's like, let's leave him alone. He doesn't want a person yelling at him right now,
I don't think so. And not that they're not chill. It's just, I think that they would just find a nice way of saying hi. I don't think I'm too, unless I'm scowling, I'm having a visibly bad day. That's something. Like if
or you just pass them at a door or something, and it takes them a second to be like, wait, was that Quite Frankly Frank?
Yes, and I start running. Oh right. Man, wow!
I just let me be a person.
I go and hide in the bathroom. Yeah, it's a big problem for me. No, I always hear about people's stories of running into members of this audience, of course, outside of New York. So I'm just in the wrong place to bump into anybody I know. But let's just throw some stuff out there, because we have a couple of medical things here. Here's the first one. This, of course, speaking of Missouri, this was sent to me by a friend of ours, Mark Swan, and he's always looking for stories about people who have magically gotten strange objects stuck in their rectum. And here is the first one up that I want to throw up there. A farmer. This is a farmer. Gets a can of insecticide stuck up his bum for 6 weeks. Whoops, how'd that get there? A man who stuck a can of insecticide up there, left it in his rectum for 6 weeks. A 56-year-old farmer allegedly inserted the foreign object by using a stick while grazing his cattle in a nearby field. But he was later unable to remove it and felt too embarrassed to go to the doctor for assistance. Due to the length of time the object remained in his body, the patient began experiencing abdominal pain and vomiting. The symptoms worsened into fever, weakness, loose stools, and decreased appetite. He's completely
loose stool. It seems like it would plug you completely.
I know. How did it get out the other side? I don't know. But they took it out, and this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Look at that. It's just, of course. He's a very condescending Asian man. I don't know. There's just a lot going on there. And Mike, at the end of every year, there is actually a formal report that is put together of all of the ER instances of people who have gotten inanimate objects stuck inside of them somewhere. And it usually comes along with their excuse as to how it was completely out of their control, of course.
1 in a million, Doc.
Tripped.
That was Seinfeld.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's blunt. It's like a can. It was a can. There's a can. There's a blunt.
That guy's like, those are the kind of videos that you see where the girl's butthole is like, you could throw a straw through it because it's so. I can't even imagine, dude. Like, even if it was cone shaped on one end, it's still too thick.
No.
You know?
Yeah,
it would become too thick at a certain point. No, that's not. I don't know. And it says a stick was involved. I don't even want to know.
There had to be prying action. There had to be. What are you going to do? Like you said, there's nothing's tapered about this. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. This is interesting. Of course, a medical in nature as well. This is from the Telegraph. The headline is, "I can smell Parkinson's. The woman whose nose is behind an astonishing medical breakthrough." All right. So she has a very hypersensitive sense of smell. Her name is Joy Milne, or Milne. Yeah, I guess so. I have a few things that are highlighted here. Let's just go to the highlights. It's a little disquieting getting into a car with someone whose sense of smell is so famously acute. So if she was Mike, if she was on the school bus with you years ago, she would have smelled your shit too. Okay.
You smell like fucking Parkinson's. Oh God.
No.
I was late for the bus. Yeah.
You got something coming your way. Milne, who grew up in Dundee, between the homes of her parents and grandparents, inherited from her grandmother a condition known as hyperosmia. Okay, which means her sense of smell is heightened to the point of being a superpower. So it's almost like Daredevil, but, Daredevil needs his hearing and his smell and all that stuff. While most of us can tell from a sniff of the air that a neighbor has lit a barbecue, she can smell what a passerby ate for breakfast, or tell from a whiff of a book that they're carrying what food was in their kitchen last night. Can you imagine that? That's like that's Wolverine shit.
Yeah, I asked Grok earlier, like, what are some other things that people have famously been able to smell and stuff, and they were saying that chefs can like pass a person on the street and be like, "Oh, you used rosemary in dinner yesterday," or that kind of stuff. I think that would be cool. But there's also a bunch of diseases that they already use smell to detect somehow. Diabetes, typhoid fever. It says typhoid gives a body odor that smells like baked bread.
That's nice.
There's a thing called fish odor syndrome, which is a genetic disorder where the body can't break down trimethylene, leading to a strong fishy smell. There's maple syrup urine disease.
What's that? That sounds great.
That's exactly what I thought when I read it. I was like, oh, that'd be nice.
So typhoid and maple syrup urine disease. That doesn't sound too bad. Baked bread?
And certain cancers, I guess dogs can smell certain kinds of butt cancers and whatnot.
Okay, you know what? Let's talk about this for a second. These dogs, and then we'll get back to this. The dogs are incredible. Now we've known for a long time that dogs can. They have these dogs that actually team up with, and they pair with diabetic people with diabetes and stuff like that, and they can smell. They know when there is a sugar low or something, something that needs attention. They can smell a person's blood sugar level. I always thought that was incredible. There's also Lauren and I were learning about all these other things that dogs do aside from being able to smell and we're talking about one disease or another. But also we learned how dogs are used to help people with schizophrenia test whether or not the voices that they are hearing are actually real people, or if they're having a I don't know, one of their spells or something like that. I saw a reel of this guy with schizophrenia that asked his little dog. He said, "Oh, Fido, greet." Fido, greet. And he'd tell him to go into the living room to greet somebody. And if it's actual person there, Fido's going to go in there and greet somebody. But if he stays still and he doesn't greet anybody, it means that nobody's in the room. And we thought that was so damn smart. Of course, one of the smart asses in the comments said, how does he know the dog is real? And I said, but other than that, I said, man, I'm telling you, animals are really incredible. And to figure out what makes them tick to be able to be this kind of an assistance for humans is just something else.
I wonder if they'll have, do you know what the Babel fish is from like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No.
It's like a translator thing, but it's in the book. It's like a little worm thing that crawls into the middle of your brain, but then it lets you speak through like your intentions or whatever. So whatever language you're speaking, the person that you're talking to can understand you in their own language. And, they'll have that with AI translators and stuff like that. But I wonder if they'll ever have a thing where you'll be able to talk to your dog.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've seen videos of guys saying like, when you make this noise to a cat, that means like, hey, come over here.
I know what you're talking about, by the way. Because can you do it?
AI could be like, you're like, I want to tell my cat that I got new treats for or whatever, and the AI will be like, say this, and then you'll speak English to your cat, or speak cat, I guess, to your cat.
Do you remember what that sound is? Can you do it right now? I remember what it is.
I don't remember what it is.
Because we tried it on both Pyretta and my wife's cat, Lila. And I don't think we got a look. I don't think we even got a look. Everybody in those YouTube, those Instagram compilations, like they go like, it's like or something like that. And all of a sudden these cats just trot into the room. And like bullshit. And then we try it and they don't even pay us any mind. So I don't know. Maybe it's a different dialect.
I was going to say, yeah, that seems pretty racist of people to assume that every cat speaks the same language.
I know.
Like, hey, you're a cat, right? Come over here and help me with this. And they're like, I'm not from there.
You know where I came up? What if you're a cat that was, born in China? Or
yeah,
there's a lot out there. Let's go back to this article for a little bit. Here's another one for you. As a child, a game of hide and seek was for her an exercise in scent tracking. Her nose can even tell her when a woman has entered menopause or someone is pregnant, which can be a bit awkward, though, even though pregnancy is a lovely smell, actually. I wish I knew what the hell that smell was like. Ahead of our meeting, Baron had politely warned me to avoid using fragrance products. I guess that's one of her friends or her husband or something. Not just perfume, but also scented deodorant or shampoo. Milne dislikes being around synthetic fragrances. Lynx body spray is apparently particularly offensive to her ultra-sensitive olfactory receptors. There was once a bit of an incident when Milne was a guest on That TV program with the red sofa, end quote. The presenter was over-fragranced and she was completely overwhelmed. So that's terrible for her.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. As a nurse, she began to build up a medical olfactory library. Quote, I've always been, we call it nosiness, but it's a need for knowledge of smell. What patients smell like, that mattered to me. I would know if someone's diabetes was going off like a dog. I could tell if someone was struggling with postoperatively. The big one was walking into a Nightingale ward with 18 beds on it and smelling tuberculosis. It's not musky like Parkinson's. Parkinson's is musky. It's more of an oily biscuit smell. So tuberculosis smells like an oily biscuit.
Like baked bread, like that thing said.
Typhoid.
Oh, yeah, that was typhoid. Whatever.
It's in the same, it's baked goods. There's something about baked goods here. I thought, how am I going to deal with this? You can't be here. I've got to sort something out. In the past, it was considered normal for doctors to use their nose to classify the ailments of patients. Diphtheria smelled sweet. Scurvy smelled pungent. Typhus smelled like freshly baked. Oh, there you go. Typhus smelled like freshly baked rye bread. And scrofula. What's scrofula?
I don't know. Some kind of bread.
A type of scrofula is no, it's a type of tuberculosis.
Give me a loaf of the scrofula, huh?
It's a scrofula is a type of tuberculosis, smelled like stale beer, writes Jonas Olofsson in The Forgotten Sense, The New Science of Smell. On the battlefields of the First World War, soldiers knew to dread the stench of gas gangrene. So there's one more over here. It does not always take a super smeller to detect the smell of Parkinson's. I have spoken to the friends and relatives of several people with the condition, and many talk about a musty or a waxy scent that becomes more pronounced when the person with Parkinson's is under stress. Milne prefers to use the word musky, which may seem confusing since she also uses the term to describe Les's original smell. But she also puts it, there's a spectrum to musk. I know, like Tom Ford, Parkinson's. They put some kind of or a canali. There's a musk. That's how you cologne.
I mean, I feel like that's one of those things that every human has the ability to figure out. We're just not taught how to use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
But like pheromones and that kind of stuff. Like I've had relationships and stuff before where I'm just like, I don't. Like just it's not that they stink. It's just that that smell doesn't like make me feel the way that other people's smell does. Does that make sense?
Yes, but when you talk about pheromone, are you talking about an actual person's choice in perfume or something like that, or are you talking about just devoid of all things?
Right, like they haven't showered for a day and they're laying their head on your chest, and like, what does the top of their head smell like? You know?
Yes. I think everybody has had those thoughts. So you had to. Here's the last bit that I thought was interesting. Milne, at 75 years old, has never been busier. They have her smelling everything, Mike. She's also been approached to work on, listen to this, another smell project, this time nothing to do with illness, but one so secretive she can't disclose anything about it. What the hell do you think that means?
Maybe she's smelling aliens.
Could be. These days?
They're sending her to the pyramids to smell around.
They're going to say that. I knew you were going to say it. That they're going to use the satellites, and they're also going to have her sniff around the pyramid, see how far down. She can sniff down to 5 kilometers. She gets everything.
I hope that story is a true story, but I've read several stories that are like, those guys don't know what they're talking about.
Me too. I know. I want it to be. I will wait to see what is coming up, because what I've heard is that there is going to be more that is attached to this. But I've seen those who have disputed the claims already, who have claimed that they worked with this technology before and you're completely misreading it. And then there are people who said, no, I've worked with this technology before in the military as a pilot in that area, and I'm telling you 100% there is something under there. So it's just whatever the dispute is, there's a dispute for the dispute. And there's just a hope that there's just something massive that we get given, we're given.
I hope that's part of the whole plan. You know, if there is a plan, I hope like divulging that there's been electricity or whatever under the pyramids for 1 million years would be a big part of that, like awakening or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe by the next time you come on, we'll have a little bit more on that stuff. Here's another one for you. This is from NBC News.
Okay.
And this happened, this was just about a week ago. Here we have it. Headline, wife of Ghost Adventures star Aaron Goodwin accused of hiring a hitman to kill him. Victoria Goodwin was arrested last week on charges of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy murder, jail records show. This is crazy here. You got to see some of the text messages and the communications that have been lifted. The wife of Ghost Adventures star Aaron Goodwin was arrested last week on allegations that she was plotting to have him assassinated, according to a police report. Authorities caught on to what they alleged were Victoria Goodwin's plans after they obtained the phone of a Florida inmate, Grant Amato, in October. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police report, Amato, 35, was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison in 2019, according to the court records. Amato's phone contained text and Facebook messages between him and the reality star's wife, which indicated that the pair were in love and tried to pay to have Aaron Goodwin killed, the police report says. Can you imagine having an affair with somebody, plotting to kill that plotting to kill your husband with that person, and all of a sudden they get snagged in another murder? You're like, uh-oh. She had to have imagined that those text messages were gonna. My gosh. But anyway, Victoria Goodwin, 32 years old, was being held in Clark County Detention Center on charges of solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy murder. Jail records do not list an attorney. It was not immediately clear whether Amato, 35, has an attorney who would speak on his behalf. Florida inmate records do not list one. The police report says that on October 2nd, Amato and Victoria Goodwin discussed setting aside $11,515. What the hell's with the $15? To complete the job. The same day, they also discussed Aaron Goodwin's location and make of his car. Now, listen to this, man. Listen to this in one message from Victoria Goodwin. Imagine this is your wife. I'm so anxious. LOLOL. She's laughing anxiously about her husband. Here's another one. She wrote in another text message, I can't believe it's happening. In another message, she says, like, how did I get to this point? Am I a bad person? Like, yes, Victoria.
Nah, not at all. No. Come on. Don't beat yourself up.
Holy shit, man. In response, Amato asks why she thinks that. Of course, he's a murderer. So what the hell does he know? He has absolutely no conscience whatsoever. And she replies, because I chose to end his existence, not divorce. And there is a power complex right there. There is the absolute insanity of some people. I chose to end his existence. She's basking. Think about that. I'm paying to have him killed. I chose to end his existence. Think about the difference between those two statements. I mean, they're both horrible, but I mean, there's something that's nuts, man.
That it feels like godly or whatever, you know? I choose to end his existence. But she was also just a dumbass, you know? The dude that she was texting with was already in jail before any of this started. He, like, murdered his family. Did you read about that?
No.
Yeah, like, she found out about this dude because they did a documentary or a TV show or something, and that guy was in it, and then she, like, started pen-paling this guy. And then after, like, texting with him, he was like, no, it's cool. I got a phone, like a secret phone that I can text with. And that's what they were texting on.
Prison?
This dude was in prison the whole time that they were doing these texts. And so he was was like, no, I know a guy on the outside. He'll kill your husband for you. And then the cops found, or what's it called? The prison guards or whatever, like, found his phone and then found all these texts in there. And that's how she got caught.
On October 3rd, the report says, Amato contacted the alleged hitman and said that he would call Aaron Goodwin to distract him. So he would call the husband to distract him from prison? Later that day, Amato texted the alleged hitman and asked whether he had completed the killing according to the report. I need to know what's going on, Amato wrote. Can I get an update? Was it done? The same day, Florida corrections officer obtained Amato's phone. Its contents were searched at an unspecified date. Thank God. On March 4th, the report said that the officials in Florida contacted authorities in Nevada, where Aaron and Victoria live, to alert them about the alleged plot. When Victoria was arrested and taken in for questioning, she said that she and her husband, quote, were going through problems in their marriage, but denied wanting to kill him.
I was kidding.
I was kidding. Listen, we're having problems. Who doesn't say things when you're having problems?
Who doesn't say, I'll give you $11,515 if you murder my husband? Come on. I'm just spouting off.
Can you imagine that? Talking to a friend? No, yeah, things are not things with me and Beverly are terrible right now. Hey, if I gave you $11,515, would you kill her? I'm just joking.
I feel like that number was reached. I feel like there was a good 1 minute long scene where he was like 15,000 and she's like 10,000 and he's like 14,000. And then they get to 15,550, 15,500 even or nothing. 15,525. Come on. All right. 15,515. That's the fucking end of it.
That's it. And it's probably like, I don't know. Maybe it was the only thing she had left. I don't know, but there's a on February 14th, she posted a selfie with her husband, captioned mini golf with my Valentine. The guy that she was going to give $11,515 to kill, to end his existence, I should say. So her next court appearance is scheduled for March 25th in Clark County. Bail was set at $100,000 according to the jail. Right, $100,015. That's what
so
it
is
should have
she
been.
out? I guess just out living a normal life.
If the husband's posted bail, then he's an ass. He's a complete ass. I don't know.
Yeah, but like how good of a shit talker is she if she talks her husband into like staying with her after all of this, you know?
I know. That's what there's nothing else on the situation just yet. Then again, we have 3 or 4 more days until there's any kind of a court report, and I'd love to see what's going on with that. So I'll keep my eyes peeled. But yeah, I have a few things here, Mike, that I think that we can. There's one thing I would like to do with the audience and with you, and I don't know if we can pull this off, but I'm going to try. I'm really going to try this. I saw that in Ohio, this was posted about a week ago, so maybe this was from last year. I don't know, but I said, let's play the video, and then let's see if we can do it ourselves. Now, I have some things that I can give away over here. I can give away some samples of Keto Brainz, and I can also give away this final Trump fight coin that Jay Britt sent in for the purpose of giving it away. And what I'm thinking is I'm going to play this. It's a Bigfoot call competition. I keep losing your video for some reason. I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Anyway, I have a Bigfoot call competition that they did at some kind of a fair in Ohio. And what I'm thinking is we're going to play this, and I'm going to open up a hotline. And I would like the first 4 people that come in, because I'm going to have to do this through YouTube poll in the chat. The first 4 people that come in, you're going to give me your Bigfoot call, scream, hoot, holler, whatever the hell you think it is. And people in the chat room are going to vote, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes, and then we're going to give away a sample of Keto Brainz. And then in the second half, after Mike is off, we'll do it again, and then I'll give away the coin. I just think that would be fun to hear everybody's calling in and giving us a Bigfoot call. Don't you think, Mike?
I think it would be fun to hear other people do a Bigfoot call. I do not. I'm embarrassed.
No, it wouldn't be you.
I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Yes, you are. Are you doing it? Are you going to do it?
I don't know. We'll see what other people do.
Well, listen, this is not about you and me. This is about, I'm going to show you the video, and then we're going to invite people to call through the hotline.
That's what I'm saying. It depends what this dude in the video sounds like, whether I want to let people see me make that face.
Okay, hold on a second. And then I'm going to put the hotline up right now. It's 914-369-1236. Here is the Bigfoot call competition. Ohio. So hat tip to Ohio. That's the first guy. Obviously,
I can't hear that on my end.
You couldn't hear that?
I'm sure. Hopefully, the people watching can.
Okay, I thought that you could hear everything that I'm playing over here.
I thought so too, but I guess not.
All right. Let's keep going.
Now I hear it.
This is going to be the Ohio how.
Little hog call. Thank you.
Pig!
Okay. Listen, I want to give some stuff away. So call it. Can somebody call it? Hold on, we got a call. Hold on, we got a call. Let's try this. Let's give it a buzz. Hold on a second. Hold on, caller. All right, caller. You call? Are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Okay, 859.
First time caller. Great to be with you.
Hold on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Actually from Ohio.
You're from Ohio, and what's your name? What's your name? Because I want to put it into. I have to put it into the chat room poll. So what's your name?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, so Mike, give us your Bigfoot call. Go ahead. Okay. Give us one more, Mike, so everybody can really absorb it.
All right. This one's from the heart.
Okay, there you go. Thank you so much, Mike, for the call. Okay, so let me get into the chat room right now. Let me do this real quick.
I feel like the computer or Zoom or something like takes high pitched sounds and tries to hide them from me, because I could hear all of the people talking in that video, but every time they would make a Bigfoot noise, it like muted it.
Okay, so let me see here. The first caller was Mike. Okay, the second caller, I can only add, see that here's the thing with YouTube. I can only add 4 poll options. So that's why we have to do the first 4, and I'll give away somebody with that. And then the second 4, let's see here. Let's take a call from 309. You're on the air. Hello? Wait, 309. Is that you?
Hello? Yes, hear me.
Why the hell?
No.
Hold on. We're having this problem again. We're having.
Oh, I thought the last caller just had like a deep voice button pushed or something. Is that just everybody now?
No. There's an issue. This is an issue that we didn't have. Shit.
The last time I was on, we had a sound issue, if I remember correctly.
I am, and we're getting so many calls now too. The second batch will be able to do perfectly because you won't be on the show. So I'll be able to take it from...
And everything's better when I'm not around.
I'm just saying, I can't take a telephone call from the Zoom number with a meeting going on at the same time, which is why I wanted to cross over. Let's try again. I don't know. I have this all... Nope. No.
Man, I'm sorry, everybody.
It's not your fault. This is a great bit, and what I'm going to have to do is...
You'll just have to do it twice in the second half.
Hold on. I'm going to turn off the Bluetooth. I'm going to repair it. I'm going to pair it up again with my... I'm going to pair it up with my Rodecaster. Let's see if this works. Okay, hello.
Hello.
Oh, King.
Hey.
Okay, this works. We fixed it. Okay, do you have a Sasquatch call?
Yeah, I'm calling the Bigfoot hotline for a Bigfoot story.
Well, no, not Bigfoot story. We need to hear your Bigfoot call so people can vote who's the best.
Oh, I thought it was a Bigfoot story. So, well, I'm gonna do the Bigfoot thing. But here's the thing, right? So there's a prize, right, for the winning call?
Yes.
So I just want to say, if my call is the winner, I want to donate whatever prize, if my call wins, to the first chick. What?
The first, okay. I'm just saying.
The first.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I'm saying. If you win,
all right.
If you win, then you can make the announcement. But if you make this announcement now, you're going to unduly.
I get it. Okay. I'll shut up. Okay, I get it.
So now give me your Bigfoot call, and we're going to put you into the voting. And then if you win, you can say who you're going to give it to, because that would unduly influence the competition. So give us your Bigfoot call.
I understand. I get it, sir. Yes. when you said Bigfoot call, I thought like maybe it was like a story or something, like seeing Bigfoot, because I was just going to say like my Bigfoot story is like I like banging pretty skinny black chicks with big feet. That's my Bigfoot story.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Do you want to?
And a call for that would be.
Okay. All right. So you.
All right.
Hey, one more time.
Call.
Okay. One more time, so people can hear it and absorb it. Okay. Thank you, King.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There you go. So King is. Hold on a second. So the second one is King. The third option, Mike. See, we're zipping right along, you and I. Isn't this great?
It is great.
All right, caller.
My life.
952. You're on the air. Go ahead. Give us your name and then give us your Bigfoot call.
Name is Cave Toad.
Cave Toad. Go ahead. Give us your Bigfoot howl or call, whatever.
I'll try.
Very good. That one was anguished. There's a lot of anguish in that one.
Well, Bigfoot would be anguished. I mean, that's a lot of time in the woods, and just consider, since King just called all the nappy poop fur. I mean, come on.
Okay.
It's going to be difficult.
Okay. Well, listen, we got the first one, Mike. Mike, the first caller, who was also named Mike. Now that we knew that his voice was pitched down, it makes him a little bit more mysterious because we don't actually know what his actual call was like.
Yeah,
I do know.
True.
I know. Well,
and I was wondering if, once in a while your Bluetooth was picking up your voice shifter, and that's what your original problems were. So, that makes sense.
It could have been. There might be crossover from the pad, the effects pad. But let me get another one in before everybody forgets. Before everybody forgets the first three. Take care. Okay, let's take another call. All right, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, fantastic. Okay, your first name. I'm happy we got a girl. What's your first name?
Amy.
Amy is the four. Okay, so guys, I'm publishing the poll in just a second. I got Mike, King, Cave Toad, and now Amy. Amy, go ahead. Give us your call.
Okay, here we go. Here, Bigfoot.
No.
Here, Bigfoot.
Oh, come on. No, Amy, I'm giving you another chance. Channel that big stinky ape.
It's got to feel embarrassing and stupid.
Come on, channel it. Come on, Amy, let's go.
Okay, here we go. I was really psyched up for that one.
Wow. All right, Amy. Thank you so much for that. That's great. There you go. All right, everybody. There you go. It has started. It's in the YouTube chat. Even if you're watching on Rumble, click over to YouTube right now and give me some. Come on, we got Cave Toad, Amy, King, the first caller, Mike. Who's going to win? We're going to leave that open for another 5 minutes. Maybe 3 to 5 minutes because I want to watch something with Mike Baldwin over here for a second. I think that you're going to love this one. It's going to give us the perfect amount of time to let the voting continue. Right now, Cave Toad is in the lead by 40%. Oh boy, this is great. Okay, so here we go. Mike, here is something I want to show you. This is a reel that I was watching and I thought, oh my gosh. So it's a road rage reel. And I guess the guy who is filming, the guy who's flipping out on him, is parked somewhere where he shouldn't be in the middle of a road. And I want you to see how he deals with this road rage. This guy who's pissed off at him, okay? Take a listen to this. Road rage, how to deal with road rage.
Hear what you said.
I said this is a lane. You're parking in a...
I know, I'm waiting for the car. I just came out to my parents. I came out to my parents that I'm gay. I don't know how to tell my parents that I'm gay. I just came out to my parents.
Now, everybody, if you're in podcast land, Now the guy who's just screaming at the kid for double parking in the city street or something like that he's been saddled with this emotional baggage of having this traumatic experience in his life coming out to your parents. And the guy who was just screaming at him now has his head in his hands like, oh, kid, don't do this to me. Come on. Okay, let's keep watching.
I'm bisexual. I don't know what to do anymore.
Dude, I get it. Just to park here.
I get it.
I get it. Just, please, man. Come on. You're in lane. You have to go.
I will.
I get it.
I'm bisexual. I'm figuring out. I just came out to my parents. A little emotional right now.
Okay. Sorry.
Thank you.
He says, I'm sorry. Quietly drives away. Says, why? Why did this have to be how this one turned out? Oh,
he wasn't even on the curb. He was in the road.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Man.
I have to imagine it's almost like a bike lane or something like that he's just sitting there waiting for somebody. But I don't know. I tip of the cap to him. That is a great jujitsu move.
Quick thinking, or he's being 100% honest. You never know.
I love that one so much. Oh my gosh. I just came out. The fact that he keeps saying he's bisexual, like, please give me a.
The dude's like, that is not what's important right now. Move your car. He's like, yeah, but they didn't know. See, was the point.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Here we go. Let's see here. Into the YouTube. We're going to, oh man, this is neck and neck. What
Between who and who?
Right now, it's Amy at 40%. It's Cave Toad at 31, King at 14, and the first caller, Mike, at 15. It is 3 minutes in. I'm going to give it 1.5 more minutes, and that'll be that. So actually, what I'll do is, Mike, I'll let you plug what you got coming up for. I don't know. At least I know that you're haven't been doing a lot of booking. But if you're doing something online or whatever, you should come back on the show soon. That's always on the table for sure. But
I would be here every day if you'd let me.
Okay, well, definitely.
You're like, not that soon, but soon.
No, we got to hang out more. No doubt about it. It's a new year. There's a lot of great things going on. But where can people find you in the meantime? Where do you post all of your shorts and stuff?
I post everything everywhere. Most of my stuff I post on X first. That's at Mike Baldwin. Just go to mikeisfunny.com. My comedy special is the very first thing. It's up at the top. It's free to watch. You can watch that if you want. And there's links to all the things that I'm on. So, yeah, that's about it. I don't have any shows to plug or anything like that. Just find me on the internet and follow me on anything, because that's the only thing that comedy clubs care about is how many followers do you have.
That's it. MikeIsfunny.com. It's right underneath him. All right, Mike, that's 5 minutes has passed, and I'm going to do the second round of the contest in the second half after the intermission, but I will end it right here and make the announcement that the winner is Amy.
Congratulations, Amy.
Yes, with 161 votes in, Amy wins with 41% of it, Cave Toad with 29, Mike and King tied at 14. So there you have it. We're going to do this again. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, Mike, and again, we'll be in touch and we'll keep doing this.
Heck yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Thanks, Franklies and Franciscans and whatnot.
That's it. And listen, if you find Mike on stage anywhere, just walk up to him and say, hey, I've seen you on Quite Frankly. He loves that shit.
Walk up to me after the show and say that.
Yes.
Don't walk up and stand on the stage and be like, Frank said.
Frank said to ruin your set.
All right. See you later, man. Thanks a lot, Frank.
Be good, sir. Be good. All right. Here we go. That's wonderful. So now, Amy has the choice. Amy, hold on. Where's Amy? Where's Amy? I'm calling her back. I'm calling Amy back. Come on. You better soak it up. We're not going to be hearing these Skype sounds anymore. That was the end. Well, I want to see what Amy wants, but we're here. I'm going to go on break. We're going to come back after intermission. We're going to do another round of this. I have an interesting thread of a missing person that we can talk about. I'll open up the lines. It's already 20 after 8. I've had a fun time tonight with Mike Baldwin, and I just want to see what Amy would prefer. She can get the Trump coin, or I can send her the samples of Keto Brainz, and whatever she prefers. The second half of the news will get the other thing. So we will be right back, everybody. Enjoy a brief intermission. Welcome.
Evil, I just misunderstood.
Get dressed, you're going.
Yes. Yes. Nasty. So good. So tasty. That's Out of the Fire. Out of the Fire by Typo Negative. It was in the running to be the theme song for Kane, the wrestler. I knew that a long time ago. I don't think it ever panned out, or it was in the running or something. What a wasted opportunity. If you're a wrestler and you have that kind of a character, why would you not want this banger from Typo Negative? Nasty. Just nasty. Explosive. Okay, so Amy is going. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the second round of the Bigfoot calls now. The first 4 are going to get into the running here, and then I'm going to open up the voting, and then we'll just start. You can keep calling in and give me some more Bigfoot screams and all that shit. You just won't be in the running for one thing or another. And what I'll do is I'll just reserve some time for Amy to get in touch with me. Say she'll just have first choice of one thing or the other, and whoever the second person is will win what's left behind. All right, so here we go. 914-369-1236. I also just want to say Jay Britt says funny show with Mike Baldwin. Thanks, Frank. Thank you, Mike Baldwin, and thank you, Jay. Hello Kitty says, hi Frank, per my last message about Dwayne and I moving to a new state, we bought a mountaintop location 30 to 40 miles from Knoxville, Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. So excited. Mountaintop location. Man, you guys better get yourself some telescopes and all that shit. Start your own observatory. That sounds fantastic. All right, let's take a call. Who is this? Hello? Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me get you on. Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So
hi, Frank. This is Kathleen from Washington State.
Kathleen from Washington State. Kathleen, you are going to be our first contestant in the second round Bigfoot call. First of all, being from the Pacific Northwest, have you ever heard a Sasquatch? There's a lot of activity like that up there, I hear.
Yes. I have not personally, but I have been told.
Really? From who?
And I've heard recordings before. Well, I watched this guy. He's called How to Hunt. He's out of Canada, and a lot of people write in. And then I have another friend in Florida. She sent me a recording in Palmetto, Florida, of a recording of a sound of a Bigfoot.
Wow.
She didn't see it, but she heard it, and it tore through her soul.
Wow.
With her daughter.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. I hear between the absolutely unforgettable howling, there's also an unforgettable stench that comes along with them being near. But anyway, so again, Kathleen is our first contestant. Kathleen, I'm going to give you the floor, and you give everybody your best call.
Okay. Here we go.
Can you do
that?
that?
Okay.
Yeah, do that. Do it one more time. There was like a harmonic echo to that. Are you using like a toilet paper roll or something like that?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Do it one more time.
No. Okay, I'll try again.
It's not coming through very. I hate to make you do it again, but it's not coming through very clearly.
Oh. I'm turning up my volume and everything. Okay, we'll try it again.
Okay. Are you just screwing with me, Kathleen?
No, I'm really not.
Well, do it into the. I know it's going to be a little bit more abrasive for the listeners at home, but do it into the receiver.
Maybe I should. Well, let me grab. Maybe if I put earbuds in and do it into.
No, do it into the receiver. You can do it into the receiver a little bit more. Don't.
I am.
Really? Oh, maybe it's.
No, it was my mouth is right up to it. That's the thing. I'm not screwing with you.
Okay, then back away 2 feet so it doesn't clip. Maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. Okay, hang on. Maybe I had it too close. Okay, we'll try it again. I'll hold it away.
There you go. That's just I don't. It's not cutting through, Kathleen. I can't accept it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, let me do this real quick. Hang on. Let's see if this works.
Take it down a notch.
Okay,
how about this? How about take it down a notch where it doesn't have to be full throated? Try to capture another emotion of the Bigfoot. Maybe.
Okay. We'll try it. We'll try it. Okay, hang on.
I
Did you hear that?
I get little. That was a little bit better, but it trails off so quickly, Kathleen. I'm not getting the full experience. I don't know what it is.
Oh, well.
Yeah, but anyway,
it's these stupid iPhones. They suck.
Well, hey, listen, we'll try next time because I just can't.
No worries, Frank. Frank, I owe you another letter, so I'll write you.
Yeah, please do so, and we'll make up for this somehow. I'll have another contest that doesn't require you to sound inhuman. Okay.
God bless you. I just love you to pieces.
Love you too. Love you too. She tried hard.
Okay.
She tried hard. Imagine her neighbors. Like, what the hell's going on with Kathleen tonight? Did you hear that? All right, so we have still 4 slots here. Here we go. 309. Who's this?
Her neighbors.
Hello.
Hello.
Who's this?
Frank, what's up, man? This is Tyler from South Carolina. Tyler and Bennett. Bennett, you want to say hey? No, okay.
No, Bennett.
We have a shy 6-year-old.
Who? Wait.
No, Bennett.
Is Bennett gonna do? Bennett, can you do a baby Bigfoot?
Come on, buddy. Nah.
No, okay. It's okay. All right. So Tyler from South Carolina, the floor is yours, my friend. Let's see what you got.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for somebody to do it. Okay. I'll accept. I'm going to accept it. Tyler.
Awesome, man.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Tyler. I hope that everything's well with you. And Bennett, thank you. Next time you got to do it too, Bennett.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right. Have a good one.
evening, Frank.
You too. Tyler from South Carolina is in the running. He is in the running. Let's see here. Hold on a second. See all the other calls coming in. They're coming in so. Here we go. 1 second. All right, 443, you're on the air. Go ahead. Hold on. Oh, wait. Give me a second. You're not coming through the. Now I got you. Go ahead, 443. What's your name?
Well, my screen name is Raven.
Raven?
Yes.
Okay.
From West Virginia, where Bigfoot's from.
There you go. And Mothman.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Okay, so Raven from West Virginia. Here we go. Give us a hoot, a holler, whatever you capture, whatever. Like I said to Kathleen, capture whatever emotion of Bigfoot you want. It doesn't have to be the most anguished thing. Just do what you feel. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, Kath. Whoa! What was that? We in the background. I hear that there's some whistling action to the Sasquatch as well. Who was that? You got a parakeet?
Yeah.
Is that is that an actual bird?
Yes.
Wow.
He's talking to you.
Okay, Raven. Thank you so much, Raven. We'll see if you win.
Okay.
Okay. Take care, Kate.
Bye.
Bye. Raven from West Virginia. Who's the next one up? Let's go. We got 2 more slots we got to fill. 914-369-1236. It's a Friday night. And geez, don't we need it? We need it, man. We absolutely need it. 714, you are on the air. Go ahead. Who's this?
This is Joey.
Jolie, you said? Julie?
From Oregon.
Hold on. You're breaking up. Julie?
Joey, like the kangaroo.
That's it. Okay, Jolie. Okay. Jolie, it's up to you now.
Okay.
Here we go. Wow. Wow. That sounds like a true Sasquatch celebration of life. Wonderful, Joey. Thank you so much. This Joey, I don't know. There's a bit of panache there that I really like. So I hope you're in the running in the end, because that'll be an interesting between you and Tyler. I don't know, but Raven had an actual bird.
Well, I love you, Francis. I love you. Well, I love your show, and yes, thank you.
Thank you. I love you too. I'll talk to you in a little bit. So we have Tyler, who took the sensual moan. I was waiting for somebody who's going to go for a sensual moan. Raven, who came in hot and actually triggered her bird into action. So you actually had 2 animals at the same time. And then Joey, who really was seriously from the treetops announcing that my Sasquatch baby has been born. The new prince of the forest has been born. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like something jubilant. Okay, let's take another call, and this one is 309.
Hello?
Another 309. Go ahead. You're on the air. Who's this?
Oh, thank God. That was the second call the first time. I was really trying to get in this call real quick. All right, you ready?
Yeah, who's this, though?
Daniel.
Daniel. And where are you from, Daniel?
Quad Cities.
Okay. Daniel, the floor is yours.
All right, here we go. I'm gay.
Oh, he went for the heartstrings. Daniel went pulling for the heart. Thank you, Daniel. All right, that's a good one. Listen, Daniel went pulling on the heartstrings of every Frankly in this audience. So we've got Tyler. I'm starting the poll right now. I'm starting the poll right now. Tyler from South Carolina, Raven from West Virginia, Joey from Oregon, and then Daniel. I mean, damn, they were all really good. These were all very, very good. Okay, so Amy, get in touch with me. Quite Frankly Podcast at gmail.com, and we're going to let this simmer for a couple of minutes. And when we come back, I'm going to just take some more of your calls and to hell with it. You know what? Let's take a couple more right now because they're coming in hot. Why the hell not? 856. It's not part of the contest anymore. But who are you? And give us a scream of your own.
What up, man? It's Sally.
Who?
Sally.
Sally?
Sally, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Sally.
You don't remember me?
What, from Latin?
Oh, okay. Shit, hold on, wait. You're playing in the background too much more.
Oh, dude.
Oh, shit.
Who's
okay. All right, you ready?
Wait, is this the caller from New Jersey?
This is the sludge from New Jersey, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Sally. Represent New Jersey in the best way you know how.
Yeah. All right.
What the fuck?
That was my best rendition.
It sounded like a couple. All right, well, it sounded like a couple of gasps. She tried. She was gasping. We're gonna keep just going rapid fire for like one or two more. All right, caller 70720. You're on the air. What's your name?
My name is Edwin.
Edwin. Okay, Edwin. Do you have any experience with skunk ape with Sasquatch?
Well, I stay out in I stay out in Colorado, and this is kind of bittersweet for me, Frank, because my wife is the one that actually got me hooked onto you. Yeah. Sorry, voice is cracking.
Okay. Well, so why is it bitter? Yeah. But why is it bittersweet? What's the bitter part?
Well, my wife is the one that got me hooked on your show. She her name is Lene, and my daughter and her were always watching the show, and I just got hooked ever since. So if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't even know about Quite Frankly. But
well, that sounds pretty sweet to me.
Here I am.
That sounds pretty sweet to me. Yep. You know, so I don't. So now here you are. It started with your wife. And now here you are on a spring evening in 2025, and you're about to tell the entire audience what you know about the mating call of the Sasquatch. Go ahead.
All right. And keep in mind, I'm a transplant from Puerto Rico, so this is kind of my ode to ethnic suave.
Okay.
To Bigfoot.
Got you.
All right. Let me clear my throat. Okay, here I go.
Wow. Okay, I like that. It has a little, you know, I know what you're saying now. It has a little hint of chupacabra in there.
Yes.
Little, it's a Sasquatch with a little hint of chupacabra. I love that. Well, thank you for this and all the best. Thank you, sir, and I hope you have a wonderful evening over there.
Not a problem. Appreciate you, Frank.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much. You see, it's a family affair. I absolutely love it. Okay, listen, there's only 110 votes. Just jump over to the YouTube just to vote for a second. That is going to be live for another minute. We're going to take a really quick break. When we come back, we'll finish it off with just, random open calls. And if you guys want to end your call with a Bigfoot something or other, then that's what we'll do. Don't go anywhere.
The movie on a telephone, you will never in a trillion years experience the film. You'll think you have experienced it, but you'll be cheated. It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.
About the Jack on a cell phone. Jack, what's going on today?
Hey, Mike, I want to slap your butt cheeks.
Okay, I heard that.
And then Daniel with 33. 33. If these were open for 10, 15 minutes apiece, who knows what kind of a battle would have formed. Joey, I got to be honest. I loved all of them. I might have voted for Joey. Because I like I said, when I heard her, I thought of like a proud Sasquatch going to the top of the tallest tree and just saying, "My son has been born. My son has been born." And then Tyler subverting everybody's expectations. Loved it. Okay, so listen, Amy and Raven, get in touch with me. Quite frankly, podcast@gmail.com. Make the subject line nice and eye-catching. So I'm going to shut down this hotline now. We're going to go just to regular calls. Because, well, it's up to you. It's up to you. I'm going to save this missing persons for another... is it in the title? That's hell with it. 914-200-0269. You give me a call. And in the meantime, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill up this because it's not going to take all night. I thought that it was a really cool thing just to throw in on a Friday night. I recently found a Twitter account that seems fairly new, but they're blowing up right now. It's called It's Walter Ego. ITSWALTEREGO. Storyteller and architect of influence. The hell? Somebody screaming? Somebody screaming in the alleyway? Oh, speaking of screaming, I'm going to derail the whole show right now. You know what happened to me last night? It was sometime around midnight. And I was just in the kitchen, cleaning up, filling my water up. I'm going to go to bed a little bit earlier than I usually do. And I'm not taking that damn magnesium. But as I was putting some salt into my water and minerals and whatever the hell it is, I heard that what I think was the sound that I heard the other night that I thought I was hallucinating. A strange sound that I couldn't think of. It was almost like a small, like, yipping, yip, 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 yip. I don't know, but it was like multiple things yipping, very weird. So what the hell is that? And of course, waking up from my daze, I thought, is that coming from Aurora's room? And then I said, is it coming from the kitchen? Is it coming from, like, where the hell is this thing coming from? But then I couldn't even remember what the sound was. Last night, I heard it and I was wide awake. I said, wait, I think that's it. I think, what is making that sound though? Because I know that there's a couple of possum that live on the side of my neighbor's house. And because he always sends me, Jeff. He always sends me, he's probably listening. He always sends me a video of his ring cam. Hey, guess who came to say hello tonight? It's always a ring cam of these things walking down the side of his house. And I'm like, dude, you have the opportunity to end it all. Just get some traps set up and take these things out of the neighborhood. But anyway, I started thinking maybe that's what it was or whatever the hell. Anyway, I heard it, and there's some animal activity going on somewhere in the night last night. And I was completely awake. I wasn't in a daze. So maybe it wasn't the magnesium that did that to me. But I slept a lot better last night not taking the magnesium. Maybe I took too much. Maybe I took it too close to me. Maybe I should have taken it a couple of hours out. I don't know. But I just wanted to follow up on that because the thinking I was hallucinating was weird. Anyway, here's something for you. Walter Ego put out a thread about a very strange missing persons case. More than 500,000 people disappear without a trace every year. He says, in 2009, something even stranger happened. A man appeared. No identity, no past, no record of where he came from. Peter Bergman never existed. This is one of the greatest internet mysteries of all time. Okay? In June of 2009, a man called himself Peter Bergman arrived in Sligo, Ireland. He checked into a small hotel, paid in cash, and carried a single worn-out bag. He provided an address in Vienna. It seemed normal, but later investigators noticed something was off. For 3 days, he left the hotel with a purple plastic bag. CCTV captured Bergman walking all over town. Police analyzed every step he took. Every time he carried a purple bag, every time he carried the purple plastic bag, every time he came back empty-handed. But deeper, they investigated, the stranger it got. Bergman wasn't just avoiding attention. He was systematically erasing himself. No ID, no passport, no record of entry into Ireland. It was as if he never existed and never wanted to be found. He walked the streets of Sligo 13 times in 3 days. He moved with purpose, never lingering, never drawing attention. He brought 8 international stamps. The police tried to figure out what for. Here's a short clip, 25 seconds long, of, I don't know, somebody did a documentary on him.
On the Saturday itself, we established that he had gone into the post office here in Sligo. He had purchased 8 82-cent stamps and airmail stickers. Now, we were never able to establish where those letters were posted, to who the letters were posted, or when he posted them. But certainly he had obviously correspondence to send to someone, somewhere.
Now, the one thing I have not gotten so far out of this is how this man, Bergman, even attracted anybody's attention. Because it seems like he just went about pretty NPC, strange once you catch wind of him and you start noticing his routines, but pretty NPC kind of existence, almost like he's pre-programmed to do something. And the more you pay, but like, how did it all catch somebody's attention? On his last day, Bergman checked out of his hotel and walked to the bus station. He ordered a cappuccino and a sandwich and then sat at a table. Witnesses saw him write something on a piece of paper. He stared at it for minutes. Okay. That afternoon, Bergman took a bus to Roses Point Beach. Witnesses saw him walking back and forth along the shore, fully dressed, shoes in hand, at 10:50 p.m. Under the moonlight, he was still pacing. Someone talked to him. Okay? Listen, someone talked to him.
We were walking back up towards the ramp, and the man was walking down the ramp, obviously to come onto the beach when we first encountered him. He had grey hair, black leather jacket, pale enough skin. He didn't really say anything to us. We said hello to him. He nodded back and he didn't say anything else. Only for the fact that it was 10:30, 11 o'clock. I would have completely forgotten about it, just like any other encounter I have with any other person every day. We were walking.
Okay, so there's someone who had an interaction with him. Now, the next morning, a father and son were walking on Roses Point Beach. Through the mist, they spotted something in the sand. At first, they thought it was a mannequin. As they got closer, the truth became impossible to ignore. Bergman was lying face down in the sand just beyond the waterline. He was wearing a navy t-shirt, black underwear, nothing else. His clothes were neatly folded nearby. And then came the strangest detail of all.
The clothing that was on the deceased body, he had removed each individual label from those clothes. It just shows the level of planning, the level of detail he had gone into to ensure that he was never identified. We were obviously getting a picture at that stage that this man had meticulously planned his final days, his final act, and the lengths that he went to was just unbelievable.
So you even removed all the tags from his clothes. Now, obviously, when you get to this part, you say, oh, so this is how a man who was living a strange yet inconspicuous little vacation in Ireland was finally noticed. They found him face down on the beach dead. Police assumed that it was a simple drowning, but nothing made sense. No water was in his lungs, no signs of struggle or injury. His belongings were missing. The autopsy revealed something unusual. Here it is.
When we did the rest of the medical examination, we found that he has extensive cancer of his prostate and he had tumour in his bone. There were other findings. There was evidence of previous heart attacks. Toxicology report showed that there was no evidence of the common painkillers. There was no evidence of aspirin, paracetamol, or indeed any opiate-based painkillers. So, for somebody that has that extensive disease, that would be a little bit unusual.
So what they found in this autopsy is that he's in really, really bad shape. And you'd think that with how progressed his prostate cancer and everything else had been, that he would be, mitigating the pain in some way. But he wasn't even taking aspirin. So he was just living out this, I guess it's just a plan. I'm going to Ireland. I'm going to die. But what does it mean? Like what happened? The official cause of death was acute cardiac arrest. His heart failed, likely just moments before he could disappear into the sea. If not for that heart attack, he would have vanished forever. So Walter Ego concludes by saying, the mystery didn't end with his death, it only deepened. Who was Peter Bergman? A terminally ill man choosing to die alone, a fugitive escaping his past, a former spy erasing himself before it was too late? The investigation intensified.
From really the moment that his body was found. Washed up on the rocks at Ross's Point Beach, we started to carry out the investigations. We explored every conceivable option that was available to us. We used the media both in mainland Europe, nationally and internationally. We had secured his DNA, his fingerprints. Those were circulated to all police forces. He did not feature in any jurisdiction. He may have had the belief that his remains would have been washed out to sea and may never have been found.
I mean, nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Maybe Peter Bergman wasn't running from someone. Maybe he just wanted to die alone. But the way he did it, the fake name, the erased identity, the missing belongings, he left behind more questions than answers. Can anyone truly vanish in the modern world, or does the act of erasing yourself ensure you'll be remembered forever? Peter Bergman is now an eternal mystery and one of the greatest mysteries of the internet age. And that is, of course, like I said, from Walter Ego, it's Walter Ego. And I don't know. I'm going to be paying attention to this account a lot. I reached out to them. I hope they get back to me, and just sounds like it's going to be fun. I love these stories, and on nights like tonight, I love to wrap myself up in them. And anyway, that's just a little something at the tail end of a Friday. Let me get to the super chats real quick. Make sure I got everything. We'll go over to Rumble. There was one rant from Mo Howard. It says, talking about welfare checks and living alone. I had a cousin who would occasionally get epileptic seizures. His brother found him in a recliner in front of his TV. He had choked on his tongue. Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. Just awful. Over on Pilled, Quite Frankly.TV, Safety Net says, happy Friday night and blessed weekend, Frank and the family. Thank you so much, Safety Net. Boys Blanc sends a cookie. Cave Toad says, happy Friday, Frank, with all the Franklies. Linda Love wants to know when you will get to taint sunning or some nutscapes. I don't know. We're going to have to get to at least 75 degrees. Like I said, I don't live on a ranch somewhere. I don't have if I even had an acre to myself, then maybe I would do some sunbathing or whatever, because at that point you own the land, and why the hell not? And jump into a pool. Definitely not going to jump into a pond, but, I get enough sun just working in the yard, working out in the yard, just doing things. I definitely get enough sun. And soon, I don't know, you're taking, well, no, Aurora wouldn't be playing in the sun yet. I think T-ball's like under the shade and not even on a diamond. So there's that. All right. Thank you, Neo. Says, happy Friday, Frank. Cave Toad says, damn rectum. Dan near killed him. Yes, I know. And it says, new ponderance for those who think that they are a woman. Can you queef, or is it just a fart? We need King 40's input. Oh, boy. Let's see here. Frank, in pill.net chat, the skyscraper photo came up. Since Rise Attire has a great one, who was the Frankly that had a relative in that photo? Frankly's need to know. I forget, but it was a grandfather. It was a grandfather or a great uncle. Somebody out there. We did 6 degrees of separation. It might have been 3 or 4 years ago at this point. Let's see. The Sentinel says, have a great weekend, Frank and Franklies. Cave Toad again. Pilled Squares tomorrow. Appearance. What was that? Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to be on Zoso Dude's account tomorrow night on Pilled. Sometime at like 9:30 or 10:30 or something like that. I'll get the link out there. It's essentially like Hollywood Squares, I think. But it's Pilled Squares. So I don't know how to play it, to be honest. It's been a long time since I watched Hollywood Squares. I just remember the setup, the set design is memorable, all that stuff. But it'll just be a nice Saturday night, a little bit of a bonus, and we'll see you there. I will share it on Discord and on Gilded and on the Telegram and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for it. Let's take a call before we get off. 541, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Why, Frank, it's your friend Zoso just in time.
Well, there you have it. Zoso, I got 4 minutes before I'm getting off, and I just was talking about what we're going to be doing tomorrow. What's the time and what's the premise?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Frank, tomorrow is going to be very special. You are not only one of the Foxhole celebrities, but King 40 and Nikki Carlin, your mod, are going to be our male and female contestants. This is sure to be insane. So it is at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. You can see it on the Foxhole, on D-Live, on X, on all over the place. But you got to go to the Coffee Talk with Sandra channel. It's not on my channel. Coffee Talk with Sandra. You are going to be one of the stars. Joey Mormon, Craig Mason, Brad CGZ. It's going to be a kick in the ass.
Oh, it's going to be so good to see those guys again. I haven't spoken to Joey or Brad or Craig in a long time. And then Nikki and King. Okay, that'll be fun.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and of course Sandra. I forgot it's going to be on Sandra's channel. Sandra's the best, so I love her. That's going to be a lot of fun. I guess I'll send all the links out to all of our chats and stuff like that tomorrow, and that'll be a nice little after hours something or other for me tomorrow night. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll pack a hookah or something.
Sounds like a good time, buddy. Looking forward to seeing you.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
All right.
Take care. Hey, wait, Zoso. It's my fault. I'll text him later on. I was going to ask him, if we don't know how to play, is it easy to learn? You know, I just don't want to be a bust. But we'll figure it out. All right, guys. All right, gals. That's what we have going on, and that's the way it is right now. So I appreciate you all so much. I'm going to release the scratch off right now on Pilled. And thank you to our gold pillars, and thank you to our Rumble ranter, our one Rumble ranter, Mo Howard. You're the best. Friday nights are very special, my friends. I love wrapping up a week with you all. And into next week. It's going to be a good one, starting from Monday right on through Friday. Great guests, great topics, and all the things in between, especially if you're a sponsor. Got the book club, we've got the Sunday streams, we got everything else that we're going to be doing, and we're coming up on another release of another bulletin. So become a sponsor over the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It little goes a long way. It'd be a wonderful birthday present to me. Give me a 5-star rating on Spotify. Just share the show with a friend and support, because a lot of things going on behind the scenes and a lot of things just that I'm dreaming about in the horizon. And that means if we're going to compete with the big boys, we're going to have to do some things to bring some more attention to us and a little bit more rocket fuel in the tank. So be that rocket fuel and support the show that you love. It is an act of true voluntarism, because, of course, Monday to Friday, you know where to find it. You click play, and it's there. It's never behind a paywall, and that's why I create so much more value for sponsors, extra stuff that rivals the kind of stuff that you get throughout the week at 7 o'clock. I create all that extra stuff to create value for you, to say thank you for making this all possible. It's extra work, but it doesn't matter because I love it. So thank you, guys. Good night. Be good.
I'll catch you on the flip.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?